Ms. Grijalva, recollect, Grijalva has not yet had a scheduled date because she was elected after the House was out of session. So I am anxious to administer the oath to her. As soon as you guys vote to overturn the government.
You don't want to be on the Epstein discharge. How much?
It's totally absurd. You guys are experts at red herrings and distractions. No, it has nothing to do with Epstein. The House Oversight Committee is working on the Epstein files right now, releasing 34,000 pages and more on the way.
You know, she's key to
Let
that.
me finish. The House Oversight
You just
Committee.
keep coming with excuses. This is an excuse, so she doesn't sign on to that.
This is absurd.
This is the longest time the House.
Do you want me to
has been
answer the question? If you ask
You
questions,
should
let me
not
answer.
actually answer the question. This entirely has to do with Epstein.
You see, this is a publicity stunt. Let me tell you what's happening. The House Oversight Committee is working on the release of the Epstein files. There are some of the biggest bulldogs in Congress, and the Republican and Democrat side are working on that aggressively. I met with the victims before they went out and did the press conference, and the House Oversight is doing its job. Did you know? You might not, because we haven't been in session. The House Oversight has its lawyers in New York City combing through the Epstein estate files. None of that had been anticipated by discharge petitions or anything else. They have subpoenas that are being supplied. They're being followed through on by the Department of Justice. We have more subpoenas that are outstanding for big name persons, Democrats and Republicans, and there are more documents coming through. They're doing the work. They're doing it methodically. They're doing it with subpoena power. And you don't need an act of Congress for that to happen because they're already on it. So I was in the room with all of them.
Why are you blocking her?
I'm not blocking her. I just told you.
This is the longest time that House Oversight has been out of session that's not in a regular office session. This is the longest time it's taken for someone to be sworn in. And it all happens to coincide with the fact that she's going to be the deciding vote on the discharge petition.
I know why you're upset.
Mike,
you get a lot of heat because the government is closed down. You guys
Well,
made the decision.
actually, no.
You
Mike,
you made it 5 times.
Mike, I
to
got
keep
a
the government
request.
closed.
Yes. Why don't we do this? Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation with
We're
them
going to have plenty of
about this?
negotiations as
Well,
soon as you open the government.
why don't we
Let me tell you why they're not here, because the House
I mean,
is job.
14 days since July 25th.
Yeah, and real people are
They've been
feeling real
on,
pain.
and they've been on an extended summer
Until
vacation.
paying with
They're not on
So you
vacation.
bring them back.
Wait a minute,
I have
wait
an
a minute.
opportunity. I can
Wait,
talk
just
to
a minute.
every one of my Republican colleagues down there, and we're talking about
Every
this
day
all
we're
the
talking
time.
Yeah, and they're talking about it over here as well.
And
You
our
can remember
Republican
today.
members from Arizona, where are they? They
They're
are
in
in
their
Arizona.
district. They're in their district. working.
They're sitting.
Wait a minute.
They're sitting.
Oh, hey, Mike,
They
hold on.
did their job.
They did
They
their
are
job.
sitting in their
Come here,
basements.
Mike Waller, New York. Tell
With
them.
all due respect, you voted multiple times to keep the government shut down, okay? The Republican members from Arizona voted to keep the government open. So don't sit here and try to lecture us about whether or not
What's
we
gonna
did our
happen with the
job.
premiums
We did our
this
job.
year?
You did not.
What's going to
Well,
happen
you're
with
not
premiums?
doing
What happens
your
to
job.
premiums?
Oh, you mean the bill that I'm signed on to
Oh,
extend it? Oh, yeah.
When is-
Right,
when is that
because you know
gonna
what? We actually have put forth legislation to do it. You guys just keep pontificating. How about you go down the hall and then go vote to open the government up? That would be great.
All right,
Here's the clean CR. Go vote to open the government up.
This-
These
Thank you very much.
jump in your
we're going to have lots
By
of.
the way,
Wait a minute.
Mike, if you bring them back, we will have a discussion with them. It's very simple.
You're holding the American people hostage because
We're
you
not
want to have a
holding them
policy
hostage.
debate.
Yes,
We
you are.
have policy debates here every
This
day.
policy
The House works on
debate-
that.
There's no possibility that nobody's there. You're
We
talking
have
to
to-
yourself and this guy here.
We're having the debate.
My
all
constituents
around
and
the clock.
yours, I imagine yours are going to be hurt even worse than ours
We
with these premium increases.
We have a lot of
We have
issues to
fix
work on
this.
together, and
When
the Republicans
when
are the
people don't
party.
have healthcare,
Wait a minute. Wait just a
people
minute.
Oh, the
die.
party's going to kill healthcare.
But
No,
by,
that's exactly
by
what's
the way,
gonna
by the way,
happen.
healthcare premiums since 2010, when Obamacare passed, have risen by over 60%. So what
Cool
you're,
stats.
what
So
you're,
you want to cut now? You want to cut now?
You're not upset about that? You should be upset
Well,
about
then
that.
get going.
You should be
Get
upset
your people in
about
line and
that.
get the
That your
reforms. Send it over.
constituents have
We're
had
ready to
to
talk
double your
about
premiums under
For
Obamacare.
100%. And I imagine Louisiana is that high.
Yeah, no, there are
And
big
my
problems with
folks can't
healthcare. There's
afford
big problems with Obamacare. It needs a lot of reform. There
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
pages
We're
of
gonna talk
ideas.
about that.
Get the government open.
We have hundreds of
Bring-
ideas. Guys,
get
we
your
got to get
people
the
in.
government open and turn the lights on so we get everybody
Get
back
your
to
people
the
in
regular
and
session.
stop crying up for the pedophiles.
There's not, that's ridiculous.
Nobody's covering up for pedophiles.
You
so
know,
knock it the hell off.
She knows, you know,
You're
that she is
absolutely
the.
absurd.
You know,
Okay,
she is
I'm
the
going to get
problem.
back to work. These gentlemen had a publicity stunt here. You see the issue. They need to go and vote to reopen the government.
Get your
Plain
people
and
back.
simple.
One of the
Get your
things.
The House has done its work. Every single Republican in the House but one voted to keep the government open to make sure TSA agents, Border Patrol agents,
And even if they do
the troops
anything,
and everybody
they're
else
not
is
here next week, even if we strike a deal. Yeah,
and the Democrats have voted repeatedly to keep the government closed. Plain and simple. That is
Premiums
the
gonna
issue.
go up.
First things first, open the
Premiums are going
government.
up.
We'll get back to
Mike,
work.
you're gonna
Thanks for
Can
listening.
I ask you one more? That was fun.
We're expecting him to come out?
So what are,
Yes.